2/10 of an inch of rain early this morning. Came down really hard, but only for a little bit. And very humid, and we can't see out the windows this morning. Hi guys, good morning. Hi. Hello, come on up, bud. Yeah, that's good. Come on up. Hi. There you go. There you go. Hi. That's my buddy. Hi, Marty. Hi. You didn't go up. Going up's the right answer. Hey, bud. Hi. He's never too far away. Hey, bud. Hi. So, I did catch a deer with the motion sensor and then the sprinkler last night. I did. It's he got startled pretty good and flew. Right answer. Although he started up on this end, so it took a bit before he triggered it. But you could tell the moment the noise came on, and you could tell the moment he knew he needed to run. She knew she needed to run. Well, everything's looking good out there. I'm glad for the 2/10 of an inch of rain so I don't have to water. I was holding out on watering things that were looking a little dry. And we have good chances for rain tonight and then even into the week. So hopefully we'll get a bit more. I got the kitchen tore apart, doing more decorating, but I didn't forget about breakfast for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sweetheart. It looks yummy.
Yep, I'm going to eat a little bit too, and then there's piles of stuff to be put in a bin, and this is how far I've gotten on the table. I did get the table put back together, and yeah, glad that's done. I'll race ya.
Right.
We've got 12 minutes to get to UPS. I put that box together as fast as I could. It just took a minute. Yeah, I was gonna say something else cute, and we just been oh my goodness. Well, there's the tree you heard come down last night.
Well, that makes sense. I heard that tree.
Yep. Don said he heard it.
I said it wasn't close.
You said it wasn't you didn't think it was on our property, and you weren't even sure if it really, quote unquote, hit the ground.
Right, because I didn't hear it hit the ground. I just heard branches crackling.
Right.
Breaking, snapping.
Well, I see somebody did a little something with it.
It'll be there for...
It'll be there for a while if I had to guess.
Well, I didn't know till just now.
I didn't either. Well, we haven't been out to the street today. We don't get the paper anymore, and there's no mail, and the Amazon driver didn't mention it, and I don't know. Oh, goodness. We'll study it more when we're not in a rush on our way back home.
Right.
Don's driving right now, by the way.
Yes, I am.
Indianapolis 500.
Well, not that quite that. I'm just keeping up with the car in front of us. That's all I'm doing.
What else was I gonna say? Something else cute. Well, it looked like it was alive, so I'm a little surprised about it coming down. That's a little perplexing, but we'll check it out more when we go home. What did you do? Tell them.
I had the wheel cut to the left to make that turn left onto 401 here, and I put it with sincere. I got out there. I wasn't strolling out there. I was getting out there, and I actually felt the inside the driver's left front slip. So I was accelerating hard enough that the front wheel broke traction, and the traction control immediately stopped that. Didn't put up with that foolishness.
And then the next thing he said is, Kyle would be so proud of me for noticing that, for feeling that and noticing it.
Yeah. I think it's the first time I've actually microscopically spun a wheel in robot since we had her. And we've only had her, what, a year, 4 months?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I told Don we could take whatever he wanted, but since it started pouring like within 5 minutes of us going out the door, he chose robot because then we could load up in the garage, and it was all nice and dry.
That is correct.
Yeah. It was 3 minutes to spare, and I'll have you know, as I was leaving, 2 more people were coming in.
That's right.
They close at 4 o'clock here. You know, these are all independently owned and operated. It's not like this owned by UPS. But they close at 4 on Saturday and Sunday. I'm really thinking they need to close at 5, at least on Saturday.
Yeah,
but even Guardian Angel's open until 5 on Sunday, so.
Yeah, there's the lightning.
Yeah, he almost pulled out in front of you. There's an ID4. We saw a Cybertruck on Main Street as we flew through the intersection. Okay, you can navigate now to Home Depot. Hey, Grok, navigate to Home Depot on Broad Street.
She doesn't like my driving.
No, I'm ready for FSD. Thank you very much.
Navigating to the Home Depot on East Broad Street in Fuquay Varina. It's just half a mile away, about 3 minutes.
Phew. So Don was working on the fans, the oil. Tell him how that's going. Tell him what you told me.
Well, I guess the best I can say is I got the official Hunter ceiling fan oil kit and had instructions on it, and the also had the pipe cleaner. So the 1/2 inch was correct. You do stick it over the side and you put oil in it until it touches. And so I marked at 1 inch intervals. The tube was 6 inches long, and I put 1 inch a Sharpie mark, and I put in 1 inch into the fan, waited a while, put a 2nd inch in, checked it after a while after putting the 1st inch in there, and there was it didn't touch. I put the 2nd inch of oil in the fan and waited a while, and when I went back and touched it, it was just touching. So I stopped there. So it took 2 inches of oil. I have now put 2 inches of oil in the...
It's driving.
That's right, in the fan in the den. Because 1 inch wasn't enough on it, so I haven't checked it the 2nd time because we had to go. I just need to check it, so I guess the car's going to go. Everybody else is going to stop.
That guy didn't have a stop, but he stopped, so.
The car said, "Oh, well, you must be letting me go."
All right, you must be letting me go. Yeah.
And so, long story short, so I think it basically evaporates oil at the rate of 1 inch every 15 years. So if you've had your Hunter ceiling fan up for 15 years, you should probably put a little oil in it.
That's Don over there. I'm headed to the garden center. He's taking back the extra cap that we didn't use on the deer project. I mean, I totally agreed with him. Don't let all that corn sit below the Y. That's just going to get wet and yucky. So we don't need the 2nd cap. Well, they've sold off some stock. I just wanted to look. Why not? Why not look? That pot got messed up, but those were pretty. Very pretty. It looks like a canna lily, but it's not. It's something called a carumba. I don't know. That's a pretty neat flower. Curcuma. Curcuma. Won't live below 55 degrees, so I don't know why somebody would take that home unless they got, I don't know, a greenhouse, a sunroom that's heated all year round or something. I don't know. I think that was a fair trade. You returned one thing and I bought one thing.
Netted out. I think I got saved. I come out.
You came out in the black. Oh, it was more than that, but yeah. It was a 50% off shrub.
Oh yeah, right.
It's a viburnum. My God, the humidity. You never want the sun to come out here after a rain shower. No, it's just like...
You can look at the
yeah, there's steam coming off. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they can't see that, but there is actual legitimate steam coming off the asphalt right now. Oh, goodness.
Man, those Teslas are everywhere.
Yep, they sure are. It's a good thing. There's another one over there. At least one more in the parking lot.
Oh, we're getting windshield wash.
I haven't seen too many white junipers.
Well, we're going. You know, somebody said that the FSD's gotten to be more assertive or something. A person they were riding with said that the passenger, because they rides frequently, said, "Hey, it's got more even on standard, and that's what we're on. Well, hell, we're on sloth. And I was like, huh? I don't know, but maybe so.
There was this diva on Facebook in the group chat where she was upset. I mean, livid would not be too strong a word to describe that somehow after postponing the upgrade to version 14 on her, I don't know if it was a hardware 3 car or hardware 4 car, but it had to be hardware 4, because she didn't want to go to speed profiles.
Oh.
She was trying to avoid going to speed profiles, and she kept on aborting the update and not scheduling it and all these things, and one night it just sort of went on somehow.
Whoops.
And she was, like I said, she was pretty livid, and it was what I said something to her, but it was one of those times where I said, learn how to, your best friend is switching between speed profiles in the right thing. So around town sloth, most of the time standard over 45, and interstate either standard or hurry depending on your preference, I said. And you can change it on the scroll wheel, and you just need to not hesitate to do that even while you're never taking over for FSD, and
right.
You'll get along with it better. I've certainly do that a lot. Sometimes I have to do it for you.
Well, I've actually used switching between standard and hurry on the interstate to keep the car from going over 80.
Yeah.
When I needed to go like 77, 8, I needed to go a little faster than 75, but I don't really want it to do 85, because if you put it in hurry, I don't know what the upper limit is, but it's a lot. And so I roll it up to hurry, and it speeds up, and when it gets close to 80, I back it down to standard, and it doesn't slam on the brakes. It just sort of comes back down. So it actually is not as abrupt, because you never have commented on it. I was doing that like crazy in Case on the trip to Colorado.
Well, I saw you do it. We'd come up on cars where you were sort of riding in the blind spot. You'd put it in hurry to get in front of the truck, or around the truck that was sort of annoying. And there's a second white Juniper around in a truck that was annoyingly close in traffic, just to sort of put some distance between you and them, and then you'd switch it back to standard. I saw you do that a bunch. But anyway, she was in the frame of mind where she didn't really want to hear any solutions or anything from anybody. She just wanted to be mad about it. I've told you, sometimes you have to ask women, are you looking to have it fixed, or do you just want to let me know how you feel about it? It's important to know which the person is looking for. It goes both ways, but women in particular, it can be a little hard to tell sometimes. So, especially men-women interactions where we don't want to be mansplained. But anyway, so I don't know. She was just like, an atrocity had occurred that this update had gone on, and I really just wanted to tell her to get over it. Because what I said was, and it's true, you're not going to be able to avoid the update for forever. It's eventually you were going to have to update the car. So that I get that she wanted to avoid it for as long as possible. Well, she avoided it for a while, and not anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I told her that the speed profiles often have caused me to cuss also, that I didn't really appreciate losing the scroll wheel ability to change stuff on the scroll wheel. It's not like I didn't understand where she was coming from, but I thought her level of upset might have been just a little over the top, I guess. I'm gonna have to get used to it eventually. We grumble about it less now than we used to, but partly because it just does better now than it used to.
Well, I've heard Kyle say that this is actually the golden age of FSD, because right now you could drive over the speed limit, you could drive in rainy weather. In other words, you as the owner operator of the FSD vehicle, you get to choose a lot of these things. Well, when the government gets a hold of this and regulators gets a hold of it, they're going to say, you can't drive over the speed limit, you can't do this, you can't do that. There will be no words written to, you could do all these wonderful things. No. Nanny state, we want to control you. And oh my goodness, it's raining in South Carolina and you're in North Carolina, you can't drive your car.
Well,
it's no logic.
that came up on X this week. You might have seen something that I said, but
I missed it.
I'd like everyone to take a breath. Well, it was the anti-EV crowd or the anti-Tesla crowd saying you can't drive a Tesla because they're going to start controlling you the way you just described.
Well, the regulators are.
Well, hang on. Well, the thing of it is OnStar equipped cars and other cars with other equipment also have similar abilities to be controlled, to be so tunnel visioned as to think that it's only a Tesla issue is closed-minded. And the other thing that I said is, well, maybe in a blizzard, the only cars that will be allowed on the road are cars equipped with FSD. Yeah, because first, they can be sent without a human.
Yeah.
And so first responders wouldn't necessarily have to respond to those cars in an accident, because that's always the concern that comes up. And they have better abilities in a blizzard than a human driver behind the wheel. So who's to assume that the car, and maybe in rain, who's to assume the cars not allowed on the road will be the Teslas? Maybe it's the other way around, and your car won't be allowed on the road, but my car will. I just wouldn't want someone to just assume.
Let's just hold our breath and see if that happens, because I got news for you.
Right. Well, the other thing that I said, and I feel even more, I was just sort of teasing about the other thing, but at least we should ponder that as it's possible. It is non-zero. It's a non-zero chance, sure. But the other thing I said is, and I really meant it when I said it, I felt really strongly about it. Don's letting the car park before we go the pogo route, because that way we don't break our streak.
Right.
And the car gets to practice parking and all that good stuff. But the other thing that I said before we move was that Elon's not one to throw away a person's rights.
That's right.
He's done all this stuff to fight for free speech.
I agree.
And I don't think he's just going to casually have the government tell him you need to disable your cars in a blizzard, and he's just going to say, okay, sure, no problem, I'll just throw that right on into the software. I don't think he's going to do that. I think he'll champion for my right to drive my car. I'm counting on him.
Well, I think he will certainly protest, but I think I would say it's the other way. If you live in a jurisdiction where that is the rule, he will certainly apply with it, and tell you, please contact your elected representatives and work to get this changed. And just the second the car gets out of that jurisdiction, it will revert to freedom. In other words, its default will be freedom, and it will only enter the nanny state basically when required.
Right. Well, for me, it's all a moot point anyway. Yeah. I've always been the person, if the governor says stay off the road, I stay at home. Well, but, if I had a loved one that needed to get to the hospital, you're darn straight I would want to be able to get in my car regardless of whatever the weather was, and I would want to, if I had to get them there or something. So.
Right. I would not send my $70,000 Tesla out on in a blizzard to go pick up my pizza. I'm just not going to do it. I'm with you. I never drove even the GMC in bad weather. I certainly would not take Ruby or anything, because it's just the risk reward is so small. It's a financial thing with me. I don't want to be out there, because it's great that you can go, but the problem ain't going, it's stopping. The problem with the icy weather and the road conditions, not the going, it's the stopping. Yeah, you'll get stuck every now and then, but most of the time you slide into a ditch or run into the back of another car, or they'll hit you. It's more related to stopping.
Yeah.
Anyway, but all it's saying is I still think Kyle is probably correct that this is I don't call it the Wild West, but right now nobody's outside of Europe. In the U.S. at least, I haven't heard anybody blazing trails to stop autonomous vehicles. But I'm sure it's coming. It's coming real soon.
Yeah, well, I was hoping that we were moving away from the nanny state a little bit after finding out what it was like to really have to live with that, but we still seem to not quite be there. So who knows? You're right. Who knows? I'm going to be starting a new Lego project, and it's a modification, alternate build. It's just really a build based off the Parisian Cafe, but the second and the third floor are totally stick built. So anyway, I've got a box of bricks from EMS Bricks that I'm going to sort into one or both bins here. Those are needed for the build. And then I'll have to get out the Parisian Cafe also. And I think instead of starting to put stuff on the base plate this afternoon, I'm going to do a little build prep work. Here's what I was calling the French Cafe or the Parisian Cafe. It's called Cafe Fleur. And you know, the lower level will remotely resemble this. So 3 bins of parts, all loaded up, nice and organized and ready to go. I think the thing that people like about Cafe Fleur is the light nougat color. It's not pink. It looks like peach, but it's light nougat. And I guess this is nougat. Anyway, I'm all set. I got things organized well. I'm not going to have all the parts I need because this thing is going to be as big as... Here, I'll throw up a picture. This thing is going to be as big as the garage. It's just going to be different colors and different. And it is another corner versus a straight line. One of the nicest things about the Cafe Fleur set is it has a lot of special window pieces. Maybe you can sort of see that there's stuff there and stuff there and a couple of doors that have a pattern on them as well. So you kind of got to have the set with the special windows because it really makes it nice. And yes, I'm looking on Facebook at what's coming for Christmas, and last year was the upscaled Santa, and it looks like this year there's going to be some type of upscaled Mrs. Claus.